What's good guys, it's Empathyy, or otherwise known as Alex here, and welcome to my first ever video on the channel. So to pretty much keep it quick for you guys, my overall vision behind the channel is that I would love to get into YouTube properly, as I actually love the idea of, providing high quality content to a close community who would genuinely take an interest and enjoy my content. So, if you guys are into it and you'd like to support me with that, it would actually mean the world to me if you could just, stick around after the videos, drop a sub, like the video, and just, share it, and, hopefully grow my channel from there. Anyways, now getting into the video, I will be introducing 6 Dead by Daylight tips which could be extremely useful for both new survivors and advanced survivors, and, even maybe killers who want to understand survival strategy a bit more. So basically, I believe that these 6 tips can help you to get a better understanding of the overall game, how it works, the different mechanics required, and just general tips that can be utilised to help any range of survivors succeed both in chase and surviving. So sit back guys, get comfy and listen closely to these game enhancing tips. Enjoy. Now, to start off with, the very first thing I recommend for any sort of player is to not just use any perk or just any perk build. You need to actually understand what your perks are doing so you can use them most effectively in the game. This is especially the case for new survivors, as they don't understand what perks to use, who owns what perk, how to use them effectively in game, etc, etc. So from my point of view, the 3 survivors I'd recommend to upgrade first would be Meg Thomas, as she has Sprint Burst, Adrenaline and Quick and Quiet, which are all very good perks to start off with. Bill, who has most importantly Borrowed Time and Unbreakable, which are very, very good perks and both beneficial to new and advanced survivors. And finally, I would recommend David, as he has one of the best perks in the game, which is Dead Hard, which allows you to perform an action which could potentially get you out of any chase really, and buy you extra time in the game when your teammates need it. Now I'm going to showcase some examples of how I use my perks effectively in some games I recorded to help you guys get a deeper understanding of how you can use certain perks in certain situations to benefit you and your team. Now for a few examples to show you how I effectively use my perks in the game. Here I'm in an active chase with a hillbilly and I'm David, so I've got Dead Hard. And I see that I'm running this billy around the pallet and I know that he's going to get close to me soon enough. So what I do here is I Dead Hard out of his grasp, he swings, and that allows me to get to another pallet and allows me to extend the chase. For my next example, in this game I'm facing a Legion and I am Meg, which means I have Sprint Burst. And as you can see here, I use Sprint Burst to effectively get away from him, just so I can make the pallet in time, which I then do vault back over and make him swing, which puts Legion out of his ability, which shows how effective Sprint Burst is in that situation, as it gave me that extra speed to get over the pallet. Secondly, I think it's crucial for survivors to be aware of their surroundings at all times really, especially when you're on generators, as I know a lot of survivors get caught out early game when they're just focusing on the generator and they're not looking around at what's around them, especially if it's a stealth killer or just a killer with a small terror radius. They can easily sneak up on you and just grab you off the gen, or just get you in an easy chase and kill you straight away. So I recommend that whilst you're on a gen, or just in general whilst running around the map, you're constantly looking around yourself, making sure that the killer's nowhere near you, assessing the situation of the map, seeing where your teammates are, and just in general preparing for your next move, which can help the game run so much smoother and give you and your teammates a better chance of surviving, as a planned out game whilst being aware of where the killer is just benefits you greatly and helps you to get generators done more efficiently and ensures that the team work together as a unit, not only safer but smarter at the same time. Now for my first example here, my teammate's just been hooked on Midwich Elementary School and I'm about to hop on a gen, and in the bottom right corner, as you can see now, I see Spine Chill activate, so I'm now looking around me as I'm sure the killer's coming my way, and as you can see, Scream comes around the corner and I have the head start. As I saw him earlier, I expose him and get the jump on him and get to gain a bit of distance on him, and as you can see, spin him, he swings, I miss, get that extra bit of distance. For my next example, I'm aware that I'm facing a hillbilly, and as you can see round about now, I can hear his terror radius, so I decide that it's not a good idea to go on the gen and instead prepare for my next move, which is to get out of the basement and go to the pallet for safety, which I then use to fake and then get even more distance on him. So as you can see, the way I planned not to go on the gen and planned to get out of the basement as quick as I could before he could get too close to in a range where he could hit me, I'd already moved out, so I was close enough to the pallet to use it and therefore extend my chase, help the team, and get on with the game. So next up, it's not necessarily a trick or a mechanic, but it's a very useful tip of getting into the habit of looking behind you whilst you're running and maintaining a direction of where the killer's coming from, which helps you to plan your next move. This and understanding the killer you're playing up against is a really strong combo, as it ensures that you know where they're coming from and which killer you're actually playing up against, which gives you a huge benefit in chase, as it allows you to plan your next move in chase based on what the killer's actual power is. For example, in this game, I know that Nurse is going to teleport to me, so regarding that I need to make sure I break line of sight and just get as much distance as I can from her, so that I make her power as least effective as possible in order to give me the greatest advantage in chase I can. And here we have an example for tip number 3 in my chase against Nurse. What you want to do here is, throughout the chase, I'm trying to break line of sight and just gain as much distance away from Nurse, as I know that her blink is so easy to catch up with me. So as you can see here, I'm just vaulting, dodging the hits, trying to get as far away from possible while she recovers. As you can see here, also in chase, I'm watching my back the whole time and checking both directions, as I know that the Nurse can come from any direction due to her power. As you can see, I keep on running, gain distance, and I do eventually get away from her in this chase. Next guys, for tip number 4, I'm going to be introducing the idea to you, or it may already be familiar, of running loops efficiently and effectively against predominantly most killers. So the most important things you've got to remember when looping any killer or just trying to run pallets around them, etc., is you've got to make sure that you're hugging the walls you're running against, as it ensures that you get as much distance as possible, or you just maintain the distance that you already have with them. So it's impossible for you to really lose distance from them within a certain loop, unless obviously they get bloodlust or something, but in that case there's not much you can do. But it just gives you the upper hand in maintaining distance and ensuring that they don't get much closer to you than they already are. However, sometimes this just isn't possible in a chase, as certain killers have the ability to catch up no matter what. So in this case, you've got to learn how to incorporate faking windows and faking pallet drops into your chases as a whole, to be honest, as it really gives you the upper hand of extending your chase overall, as faking a window or faking a pallet may make the killer swing or respect the pallet, which gives you that extra few seconds to get further distance from them, which gives you the ability to extend your chases for even longer. And it may even result in the killer leaving you, as if you've been looping them for a while, they may just give up on you as they don't see any point in chasing you anymore. And now for the example and analysis. Once again, it is the David and Hillbilly game, but I thought this chase was really important to, highlight and showcase the point I was trying to make, which was to, incorporate faking windows, hugging walls, etc. So I'm at one of the houses on Haddonfield with Hillbilly here, and my teammate has already dropped the pallet, which is unfortunate, but I can't do a lot about. So I'm kind of limited to, the obstacles which I can use to evade him. So I'm using this white fence. However, this does go against the rule in which I was talking about, as hugging this white fence too tight, the killer can actually hit you across, so you want to be careful. But as you can see, I use this tile effectively. I fast vault over, I get away from him, I even hop on the gen, just to flex on him a little bit. I vault from him, and he gets distracted, kicks the gen, and even if I go down here at the end of this chase, I've done a fantastic job, as I've just longed out this chase considerably, which gives my teammates time to heal up, do gens, and just speed up the game for them. Up next, for tip number 5, guys, is slightly similar to tip before, but I'll be talking more about pallets in loops, not just the loop as a whole, and to not panic drop pallets pretty much. Now, knowledge of this will come later the more you play the game, but you've got to understand in a loop when to and when not to drop pallets, as panic dropping a pallet straight away just completely decreases your chase duration, and just gives the killer the ability to just catch up with you instantly. Whereas learning when to fake dropping a pallet and when to not drop a pallet, and you actually begin to learn the movements of the killer you're playing up against, which you could later use in the game to help you in future chases. Now for the 6th and final tip, guys, it's going to be the idea that working in a team rather than playing for yourself actually benefits you more than if you're selfish and, you know, just play for yourself. Now, what I mean by this is that sometimes it may be harder to help out teammates when you don't want to and you just want to get blood points, etc. But it does benefit you in the long run if you work as a team. This is because 4 coordinated and working together survivors are sometimes almost unstoppable against good killers or just killers of any level, and it really gives you a great benefit in just defeating general killers, no matter what the rank. These team actions don't even have to be game changing or, you know, hugely impact your playing style. It's just simple stuff like taking protection hits for survivors after they're off the hook, or if you're trying to escape a gate, and, you know, knowing when to stick a generator and going to help your teammate, you know. It just gives your whole team as a whole a greater chance of escaping, no matter what the action is, as survivors who work together always stand a better chance against good killers. Take this clip for example. Feng's just been unhooked and Michael's already straight on her tail, and as you can see I'm trying to take the protection hit so she can open the 99 gate and get out. Unfortunately I don't actually do that, but it's the effort you make to help your teammates that's what appreciated and what's noticed by them. See, even here I'm still trying to take protection hits so that it slows Michael down so he can't eventually hook her in the end, which inevitably does, but again it's the thought and the action that can potentially help out your survivors, which is what really matters and what can really change games. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you've made it all the way to the end, it genuinely means the world to me that you've decided to watch this all the way through and support me. So I'd just like to say a massive thank you to you guys. If you did actually enjoy this, my first ever video on the channel, could you consider supporting the channel in any form, as I'll be truly grateful, whether it be subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, any of that. I'll be so happy if any of those were done. But anyway guys, thank you for watching the video. I'll see you next time. Peace.